Oh, aloha, Professor Naik.
Aloha.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did I catch you at a good time? Are you right in the middle of something?
Perfect time. I was just in the middle of figuring out what to do with this little gizmo thing
Oh, what is that?
that my students put together. It's an ultrasound, therapeutic ultrasound device, and it's one of the projects that my students are working on.
Wow.
The idea is to generate ultrasound radiation and bring it to a specific point, and then treat neurological disorders or something that it has applications of. So
Very cool. So maybe start out by just by telling us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in HPU and your role.
sure. I've been at HPU for this is my 5th year, and I am engineering program chair. We have a fantastic engineering program with wonderful faculty. I'm an electrical engineer by profession, and our program features 3 disciplines: electrical engineering, biotech engineering, biomedical engineering.
Okay.
And we have amazing colleagues. My colleagues are amazing. They have amazing research that they're doing. One of them is working on moon dust repellent for astronauts, creating device, textiles that could do that. And then another colleague of mine, Dr. Patricia Young, is working on fall detection for elderly, as well as trying to help people understand the mechanism of fall. So she has camera systems and such set up.
Wow, that's a lot of great stuff. So maybe, I know it's maybe off the top of your head, but we're doing 5 things you don't know about me. Do you have 5 things that you can tell us about yourself that we might not know?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I have adapted American accent, but I was born and grew up. I grew up in India.
Okay.
So I moved to United States when I was 18 years old, and then spent most of my life in mainland. I've lived in Utah, New Mexico, California, and I got my doctorate in Japan, in Kyoto, Japan.
Wow.
And that
So
was
you've been all over.
Yep, that was a fantastic experience, life-changing experience. Best 3 years of my life in terms of things I learned and people I interacted with.
What would be a second thing?
The second thing, I grew up playing classical Indian instrument called tabla. It's spelled T-A-B-A-L-A. And nowadays Hollywood and Bollywood uses that in their background, whatever.
How long did you play the instrument?
I played for about, I want to say 10 years, and then I gave it up for pursuit of other things. But I could have been in a classical tabla player.
Is that right?
If I didn't become an electrical engineer.
That's great. That's great. So what would be a third thing?
A third thing, I'd like to travel. I've been to many places all around the U.S. except for northeast, I believe.
Okay.
And I've been to Mexico. My friends and I took a road trip when I was 20 years old, all the way. We started in Nogales, Arizona, and went all the way down to south to Mexico City, and then came back up through the West Coast. We did like a circle around Mexico.
And what was your favorite part about Mexico?
Mexico, I really love people, food, people, culture, really amazing, experience, all immersive experience. When you're 20, you're carefree, and you have no walls, as they say.
Right.
So that meant, made it much more easier. But everything was great about Mexico.
Yeah, I heard great things about Mexico. That's cool. So what would be a fourth thing?
Fourth thing, let's see, I like to cook desserts and make my family happy.
What dessert what's your most favorite,
creme
most
brulee.
requested dessert?
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee, okay.
Yeah, I perfected the recipe. And so,
French style? Like traditional French style?
No, it's more of it's a mix between French and Ukrainian, because we had a Ukrainian friend,
Okay.
our family friend, and she was a fantastic baker and cook, and she taught us the recipe, and I just kind of went with it. I made some substitution. Anyone's welcome to try my creme brulee. I experiment all the time.
I'm gonna have to come by when you bring it over. That sounds good. So that's for what would be a fifth thing? I don't know about you.
Fifth thing, one day I hope to go a little bit forward in terms of my research and come up with, this is my hope, okay, and it's an ambition. But Hawaii is poising. There's a push from the governor to be totally energy independent by year 2040.
Mm-hmm.
And besides solar and solar thermal, wind, all those technologies, geothermal, I feel that there's a need for more of a microgrid solution and something that you can scale.
Mm-hmm.
As in, you don't need big real estate, you don't necessarily need sun power, etc. So my ambition is to make a device that could be scalable, that you can plug in, make yourself more independent, and have communities that are integrated.
So somebody could be living, maybe in a rural area and have access to power?
Exactly, absolutely. They don't have to rely on the grid. They don't have to rely on solar panel, wind, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And ask me 20 years later, I'll tell you what
exactly
that's going to look like.
That sounds great. Well, I did not know all those. I didn't know any of those things, and I really appreciate your time to meet with me and to share a little bit more about yourself.
You're welcome.
Have a great spring semester.
I would say you too, yes. Thank you.